For this, all every time we ask from Allah, Mawlana Sheikh saying every time, ask her, send us Sayyidina Mahdi alayhi salam.
Ameen.
Cannot be without him. Because you cannot catch one by one to say, no, when Mahdi alayhi salam coming, will be Allah.
People today, they don't want Mahdi alayhi salam.
Yeah.
They don't want to be guided. O sırada ne gelir o bizi yola getirsin? İmamlar da istemiş.
When say Mahdi, they are saying you are Shia. That's it is in our belief of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, real belief, Mahdi alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam, they will come.
They're doing at the moment is to write the books to refute that, because it's threatening the whole establishment, the entire establishment of the thing. They don't want to see any leader apart from that monarchies around there.
Yeah.
So what they do now, they're writing a lot. There's a lot of books that are writing that say it's a Shia concept. And they forgot about the hadith of Imam al-Mahdi, the hadith mutawatir, more than 60 hadith. He's talking about Imam al-Mahdi. 60 Sahabas been narrating the hadith from different, from different sources. You can't deny that. They all cannot be liars. But inshallah, so Imam Mahdi will wage war first with them before he starts.
Yeah. Peygamber Efendimiz Hazreti Muaviye inşallah bir hadis tercümesinde karşılaştığım bir zamanlar. O zamandan
Yani Mehdi tabi o zaman da Mehdi.
Deccal o zamandan.
They make the people also many things they are when you do something there you are shit. And the worst thing they make, and whole Muslim they are doing this, to open. It is not sunnah, not any mustahab, nothing.
I really kicked them with it.
Start you can make
Shoulder to shoulder.
not to feet to feet.
Exactly.
Especially now, many people they have this
Idea.
Misconception.
Then you
Can go between the legs, you know, there's so much space.
Idea.
This is not from Islam, not from Sunnah at all, but from their new things. They produce many things like this, slowly they put, and you see everywhere, where you go, they thought it is good for every Muslim. Put it here.
Trousers rolled up to here.
O hangi mezhepleri öyle?
Allahu alem. Hakikaten misiniz?
If they get so used to, even when they're praying on their own, they're standing like that.
Another thing also last thing is Sahib, this al-Haqqani. al-Haqqani. Al-Haqqani, we know him. He's from Damascus. Many people know him. He don't know any hadith with sanad. Muhaddis meaning you must know hadith. قال فلان قال فلان قال فلان قال فلان, and the end until you reach hadith, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. This man, when you must say all name until there's maybe 7 name, 10 name or more, or less, and he must say this. You don't know three hadiths and by heart. And they said his muhaddis is making correct Bukhari, correct Muslim, correct Tirmidhi, all this giant hadiths. Kutub al-Sitta, their Sharia after Quran is coming, this book, hadith, Sahih, what Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, what Sunnah, what is Mustahab, what everything is in this one.
What can be the Salahiyat? Who gave him the permission? Because we are, wherever you go, as if he's a special ordered person. Salahiyat gibisinden.
Even it's what happened for age, everybody, I want to say Albani, okay, this is right. Sometimes they send a message also, hadith, this Sahih al-Albani.
Ne derler? Böyle şey yaptıklarında doğrudan ben Albani'nin sana ismini bileyim. Direkt. Şok geçiriyorlar. I don't believe him. I just put the spanner in the works. As soon as somebody says, or mentions one of his name or any other name, I say, I don't believe them. I don't follow them. Straight away, they all go funny. As if we have to believe them. Who gave them the authority?
It's all part of the, you know, the Prophet ﷺ say, لا تقوم الساعة حتى تلعن آخر هذا الأمة أولها. يعني the sa'a will never come, I mean the hour, until the latest generation will curse the previous generation. Meaning try to drag down everything that they have, all the good work that they produce for the ummah has been looked down. So if you look at the Albani, for example, he has no teacher.
Hitap edildiler. Hem kafirler saldırır Osmanlı'ya, hem de Müslümanlar nasıl kafirdir?
This Prophet ﷺ saying, تفكر ساعة خير من عبادة 100 سنة. And to think 1 hour, it is better than 100 years worshipping. And these people, if they worship, what benefit from these people who doing all this wrong thing?
Hükretmek. Hükretmek,
Yani düşünmek.
düşünmek.
You see, everywhere also there's a lot of Quran.
Oh, the Sheikh, they call him Sayyid al-Qutb. So it's not a problematic tafsir as well. It's a very militant tafsir. Zilal.
But they were giving them away free.
Yes, because
The Liberation was giving them away free.
Once I was in Germany, and Turkish Imam said, was in Damascus, he said this, sometimes something happened without knowing some people doing. There was forbidden in Syria.
Egypt as well.
So there was good forbidden. Because this man, he is not alim, You make a tafsir for Quran. How can we do this? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, cursing these people who are not alim and make tafsir for Quran. He was psychologist, I think. He went to America.
America to study, yeah.
And
And
after America, many people from after America they come here. They put him in the shape.
Psychotic? Psychotic?
Every day, search how these people you see. Many people do so. They are good people after they are all trader.
Traitor.
كل ما هو مبني على الباطل فهو باطل.
You want to ask something? Anybody want to ask anything once we have something here? There you go, then.
I want to ask him how the meeting is.
Nothing silly, please.
What cook for breakfast?
Nice.
Are we allowed to make? I know it says it in the Quran that we can't make dua for non-believers.
Yeah. We can make the dua for Hidayah, inshallah.
No,
You
sure.
hear that? You can ask for hidayah.
This is best.
Guidance. No?
Nushalan. What about, were you asking for dead people? Nushalan.
Bu sonradan Müslüman oldu mu?
Yo yo. Ama şey yabancı. Ona sana. Başka bir
Yani o Allah merhamet etsin.
You can say, Allah have mercy on them.
Allah.
Maybe from
Belki. Onun bereketine.
maybe for we don't know last minute what happened in between man and his Lord. Maybe from barakah of get hidayah, Allah make wide time wide and they can survive. You know. For you can, but for other, for us, we cannot say this. But you are
So-
your mother.
So basically, because lots of people who become Muslim,
Yeah.
they can ask Allah for
Mercy.
mercy for their ancestors, the ones that become Muslim. But for the ordinary Muslims who are born into Islam,
SubhanAllah.
it doesn't fall on them.
SubhanAllah.
But for people who are born later became into Islam, they may ask.
SubhanAllah.
Can we ask for non-Muslim family members for health? For health, not health, not only for hidayat.
Health also, if they're ill, can
Yeah, you can pray for them.
Okay.
Sometime when you in a certain tariqat, we have some people who are also studying the deen, becoming scholars. So they read certain things and then they see the sheikh do certain things. And sometimes you think, what shall I do? I've read this in hadith, I've read this in Quran, but my beloved sheikh is doing this. And sometimes he's so difficult. pass that part.
Maybe they don't understand what the
Yes.
Sheikh is doing.
So what would you advise that person to do? Because he read something else, and there's so many people in this situation, and us being as part of students, we fall under this. But Alhamdulillah, Mawlana's blessing, he helps us.
What you do, inshallah, you do what you read in hadith. And continue, not Sheikh not order you to do what you do. What you learn, you must continue.
So,
Teach people also who asking. Sheikh, inshallah, we don't know about what sometimes imtihan, sometimes test. Of course, sometimes there's funny Sheikh also. Mostly, if you know something, you continue. You're by yourself.
because some people say, look, what are you doing? Follow the Shaykh. But we've read something else. It's not that we don't want to follow the Shaykh. We follow the Shaykh, but so will that be bad adab? If he's read something and Shaykh is doing this as well, and they're both permissible, but he's just going by what he's learned. So is that disrespectful?
No.
Okay. Just an example, do you know, Fajr namaz? Like, alhamdulillah, we raise our hands in the second rakat. And sometimes in the text we've learnt that when we read, keep your hands on the side. So a person who's read this, he keeps his hand on the side, and the Shaykh and everyone's doing this. So when he's keeping his hand on the side and he's learned this, so is it disrespectful for not following the Shaykh?
No,
It's completely permissible.
But this also a good point. Not saying Amin when reading the
Yes, this is another thing.
Only if you raise your hand or you not raise, keep quiet.
I've been stuck in this situation for so long, and today, alhamdulillah, this burden has come down. You know,
Sayyidi like this, isn't this where one of the hadiths where he says when you're with the Jamaat, follow the Jamaat to make it easy in life as well?
It is, can be any.
Sabah namazı.
Evet.
Başka nasıl? Okulu.
Yani Şafii'de okuması lazım. Bizde değil de. Ama bizim şimdi what we do this also in we are Hanafi, not me, but because time not peace time, difficult time. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was reading this in this difficult time.
Yes.
Now we are living very difficult time.
subhanallah,
For this.
subhanallah.
Amin dememek lazım efendi.
Ha?
Amin
Definitely.
dememek lazım. O
Evet,
şey
yok,
doğru
amin
burada.
de-
Amin dememek
Yok,
lazım.
o imam konuşuyor, şey yapıyor, dua yapıyor.
Evet.
Ses çıkarıyor.
In
Cuma'da da
Shafi'i
amin
mazhab,
dememiz.
we do qunut for even for macro time. So it's not a problem.
So say it in
In
Arabic.
Shafi'i madhab, we do the qunut in Fajr prayer and macro time, always.
Once one coming from Pakistan, he make in with Mawlana in Jum'ah train. Rasan ya. Bir uzattı. Sabah bir de dua. Tamam dedi. Tuz biber yaptı.
What happens?
Yemek sanatı. Okay.
Muslims who are not knowing anything. Yes, they're Muslim, but they are
Worse than
worse than non-Muslims. Even for them.
Mawlana Sheikh was saying, I met thousands of people Muslim, 10,000 of people they come to Islam through me. But in Cyprus I couldn't do this.
It's true. Mawlana, you spoke about paradise yesterday, Fajr. I have one question. If married couple, if the husband, if the wife dies and the husband marries again, then he still will be together with his first wife in paradise. But the other way around, what is this? Because like when I die and my wife marries again, then I'm.
This marriage finished. For this man, he cannot see his wife when she dies. She must cover, and the children or other they put them in grave. So when in the Akhirah say, if they want to come together again, they will be again. If no, find another.
But if she married again, with whom she is then in paradise? With the first or with the second husband?
Paradise.
She can choose.
Different rules there, right? This is good. You got your answer.
That is, of course, not this thinking at all.
Allah may create two of them.
Yeah, exactly. You're not missing anything.
It's paradise. Who never together.
Because like widows of Abu Bakr Siddiq, they were remarrying. So and I guess they were wanted to be with Abu Bakr Siddiq in bed.
With men, they can marry more than one woman when they're alive.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
No. It's just, I just worry that I'm alone in paradise.
When your wife is alive, the man has the right to marry more than one. But the woman who can't marry.
Yeah.
No worries there, mate. Don't worry. It's different.
Kadın istediği hangisini daha çok isterse ondan olabilir.
Maşallah.
Yok,
Ayrı kadın olur. Ayrı kadın ama o zamana başka kadın oldu.
Öyle olmazsa şey.
O zaman başka kadın oldu.
Yok, o da şey yapıyor. Tek. Ya buna ya ona.
You know that picture that I sent you of that rainbow?
Şimdi onu karıştırma.
İstedim onu bileyim.
Ya karıştırma şimdi.
Can I clarify one more thing? See, as we believe the time of Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam is very close, and many mashayikhna who say Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam is here. The students of knowledge, they say this is not possible because when Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam comes, there'll be kufr everywhere. There are so many signs and stuff. But you Sufis, you people say Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam is here or he's close. How is it possible? So, what is the answer to these people?
Kufr everywhere?
Yeah, they say when Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam comes, the Muslims will be in Makkah and Medina Sharif. And look, Muslims are everywhere. Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam is not going to come anytime soon, but there's long time left. Or some mashaykhna, they say that they are here and they've seen Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam in different places. So, how is it possible? You believe the hadith or you believe these people?
That's the question, though, sir.
That's the question, Sayyidi. They ask. So you go by the apparent hadith, or are you believing these people? Because Prophet ﷺ said this, and obviously we believe of what you say and Mawlana say, and we believe the time is very close.
So when he come, it will be like this when he appear. But he's waiting, of course, to order. But now, near the order, everyone. Even now, in Mecca, you see the Mecca near Kaaba,
big tower. Yes.
What more you want? Yeah.
Everywhere now. Everywhere.
So if a person says Sayyidina Mahdi al-Islam is here, but not appeared,
yeah.
Is that correct to say?
Yeah, correct.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
No, but say also there's one, a few Pir Babas who I saw in Leicester, they came from India, and so many people who they're lovers of Ahl Bayt, they say, they follow them. Now, recently, over the last 2-3 years only, they've been telling people that, look, if you believe me or follow me, then you have to address it to people to inform them that Mahdi alayhi salam is here. But only recently.
There's some. This year, we went to Glastonbury. In al-Haqqani. İnşallah. Birkaç gün önce, bizden önce bir grup gitti oraya. Mehdi olarak. A group from here.
Yeah.
From Croydon, I think.
All right, okay, so
They went there distributing their idea that they are Mehdi.
Oh, they themselves?
Yeah.
Split personality.
Or something to do with that.
Yes.
It's become quite fashionable.
I think that's what it is, because I think, say, they're trying to get people to follow them.
I missed it.
Mahdi Rasul, he died. Famous one in Turkey.
Turkey, yeah, that one.
Came and went.
He came and went.
Yaşlı olan kanalı vardı. Kanalı vardı.
Tavuk var ki niye far away?
Evet.
Yok sen Emir okudun ya. Mehdi, İmam, Resul.
He was big, and then one follower, but he was running away from Turkey to America.
To say. Go on then, ask.
That's lovely. I saw a picture of this man, Sheikh Muhammad Adil, and he had a rainbow, but the man's picture was dark. He was like a shadow. Could that be Mahdi alayhi salam? Or could it be? I said it to you.
I didn't see it.
He told you how to ask. He warned you.
That's
a good thing.
Galaksinin üstünde resmi var.
Evet, maşallah.
Someone also was claiming there is his picture and
there's a picture in the heavens.
The galaxy.
Oh yeah, in the nebula.
Maybe his beard.
Yeah.
One question. You talked about the conception of the Wahhabis, and like, what advice do you have for us when we have like families that we love and wish the best for, are like kind of Wahhabi minded,
Affected,
you know, like kind of disrespectful against Sahaba and the awliya, and like, should we be quiet and avoid like confrontation and like fitna, or like should we speak out and like risk like confrontation with our own families, like what advice?
Advice, not my conversation between family, because they will be, they are told, adapt, they will shout and teach, maybe family affect with them. So they can say to him, we, our family, do not know, we want to make here
This unhappiness.
Unhappiness. We can speak alone, tell him, and we can speak to him.
Private.
Quietly. If he listen, okay, not listen, don't speak to him.
Last question. I've recently got married, and with having a wife, you feel a lot of love. Obviously, it's very new, and I feel a lot of love for her. Then I was speaking with Shah Sahib, and he mentioned to me that all the love that you feel with someone who's physical and a person in front of you, you don't have that same love for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and I felt that as well. So how can someone build more love then I have, for example, my new wife, and have more love for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam than that, because obviously I can't see Rasulullah Sallallahu
I
Alaihi
can
Wasallam.
answer it, but I'm not that sure.
This, of course, this is different love.
Yes.
Not same love.
No.
It's love for wife. It is blessed also. Allah love people to love each other. But love of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it is higher than this. No problem to love family, wife, children. But love Prophet is more higher, on top of us.
Amen.
Ajahn, your mother, his mother was saying, talking about love once, and she was saying, baby is born, and the first thing that they love is their mother. Then the father, then they learn the love of brothers and sisters and relations. And like this, they grow. And then they become teenagers, then they start to know and love for their friends and peers, and then they get married. They learn the love of family, and then
maturity.
As they mature, their love for Rasulullah is not like that. That's why Shaykh and they always remind us, you must teach your children to love Rasulullah from a small age, so that can grow. Because without love for Rasulullah, you can't love Allah.
Mawlana, how can we strengthen our rabta with the Mashaykh? How could we strengthen the rabta with our Mashaykh?
Rabata, many people they ask this. Rabata to make your daily work, praying, everything is Rabata.
Should we imagine in our head, close eyes?
It's also no need to so long, just imagine 5 seconds, 10 seconds is enough.
Amen.
Real Rabata to be continue awrad and wazifa.
Amen.
You got this Rabata, it's going.
Would that also count for people who are bayah on the different sheikhs? Because I'm bad with Amir Sunnat in Pakistan.
Do you continually think of your Shaykh?
I try to.
Do you
recently.
try, or does it happen?
I don't know what is happening in it. That's the problem.
Başka bir şehir olsa ona da aynıdır. Başka şehirlere de aynıdır. Yani bunun şeyi başkadır.
Yani kalbinleri şey yapıyorsa, meylediyorsa
Wherever
ona tabi olan.
Wherever your heart is sliding to, or is connecting to naturally, that's where you are connected.
That's what I'm trying to ask is like, I don't know the feeling of being connected. I don't know if I am connected. Do you understand what I mean?
Kimden bağlandığını bileceğiz. Rabıt halkını bilmeyiz.
Şey yok mu?
Then you have a Shaykh?
I do.
He does.
Amir Sunnat from Pakistan, Mawlana Sheikh Qadri, the Islamic leader.
His Sheikh or his professor?
Dawud Islami's leader.
Dawud Islami. He's the green turban.
Yes.
I've mixed with all time with other Qadri.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
If we continue, have schools, okay, you can find.
Bana Rabıt olsa mütemadiyen aklında olacak şekilde. If you are connected, you'll be constantly thinking of him in everything that you do.
Murid, they like to bring other murid to the Sheikh, but our Mawlana Sheikh, why? All way connected to Allah. We are happy with all true.
Yeah.
But heart was mainly.
Whatever your heart flows to. Well, most mureeds, they want you to follow their sheikh. But Sheikh is saying, our way is we're accepting all sheikhs, all the tariqah. So whatever your heart is flowing into or connecting to, that's right for you.
I know this last question. No, honestly, for years I've had this. I'm asking on behalf of my brothers. Honestly, in tariqah for years, there are certain, because Mawlana was all about love. He showed love to everyone. He accepted everyone. There are some people who came to Mawlana, but now when you hear them, they talk bad about the Sahaba Kiram and other people. And we say, look, he's talking against the companions, talking against the Ahl Bayt. They say he met Mawlana. So what should we do? What should we do? These people who are speaking ill of the Sahaba Kiram, of the Ahl Bayt, and they have met Mawlana.
You know your first question, what you asked Sheikh, that if you're learning something and you saw your Sheikh doing something else, Sheikh answered you, he said, you do what you learned.
This is after Mawlana.
Yeah, but this is same. It's the same.
After Mawlana, there's many people. They left. Allah, thank Allah. Mawlana, he was, as you said, he loved everybody.
Yes.
His power finished everybody and covered everything. But after he left, Alhamdulillah, he didn't put this burden on us. From first day, these people, one by one, they grab Mawlana here.
Yeah.
When Mawlana come this side, one of them said, "This finish. You in your way. I'm in my way."
Yeah.
They're coming sometimes here, making still some people following. Other like this. Allah wish, thanking Allah. These people who was not following Mawlana, and it will be more big trouble for us. They all went out. We are accepting. We love companion and we love Ahl Bayt.
No.
If say anything about Ahl Bayt, we are not accepted. Who said I'm Mawlana Murid? Spoil on his face. He said,
because he's lying. Because he's lying.
For Prophet Sahaba and his Ahl Bayt.
Just because they came to Sheikh and it doesn't mean...
That was the problem.
No, just because they come there.
Many people, they're wearing like us. Sometimes I'm thinking to take a turban, change, but no.
Just because they come to Sheikh,
it confuses us. We have to be quiet, because when it comes to Mawlana and the Shuyukh, we just be quiet. We said, okay, what can we say after
No,
this?
brother, you're right. You ask Sheikh, you're asking Sheikh right now, and even this opportunity is given, mashallah. But you don't be quiet. You come and you ask the Sheikh.
Yeah.
Even one way or another, you ask somebody who you know is representing Sheikh, and if your answer is not satisfying, you come and you find your way to Sheikh.
You don't know. Sayyidi, I'm really happy. For years I've had this, and this will clarify so many people's, doubts.
Definitely, mashallah.
Only so many people's doubt. The people who are here, So I never had this opportunity, and honestly, I feel amazing, because it's like a burden lifted. I know it from Mawlana. I never had this, so Alhamdulillah.
Mawlana, when I finished elementary school in Damascus, he by his hand take me from madrasa to madrasa, and at the end he take me to Madrasa Fath al-Islami. His friend, he was Sheikh Saleh. Sheikh Saleh Farhoor is the owner and he's Sheikh of madrasa. But my father friend was Abdul Razak, Sheikh Abdul Razak al-Halabi. He was at the end of his life, 20 year Imam Masjid Amawi. So it's very. So he put me in this school, madrasa. No any only religion. Very tough. You know. كان كيمياء فلسفة ملسفة شيء جغرافيا حساب إيش بشيء وكان صرف
There's no like academic teachings there. It's chemistry
No
or
fixed
biology.
syllabus.
Only religion. It's only religion.
So يعني he was want to know real أهل السنة والجماعة. Alhamdulillah. 3 years I was in this school, but after we couldn't finish up. But Alhamdulillah, it was enough, inshallah. They take barakah of this mashayikh. They take barakah more important from technology.
Subhanallah. MashaAllah. It's beautiful. One was giving a software in Heathrow Airport Church. He was waiting to go to Sham. And he said there, anyone who comes to us and then leaves, we're going to help them on the Dergah. They witness him.
Yes.
So on that day, they will help them.
But you know, really, astaghfirullah Sayyidi, but because the point of that 2 books have come in the last year maybe. One book which used to be published, which you said, look, I told people don't publish these books, but they were still publishing it. But people read these books, which talk about in such ways about in kind of way to show that Shaykh is like a sorcerer, like he can tell the future, and he can all these things, even if they're possible. Shaykh, he lives according to Sharia and Sunnah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So anything outside of that thinking, you shouldn't, think about it or entertain. When people ask about it, you don't even have to argue, but don't believe it. Yeah. If you're teaching people, especially, you have to.
One thing you have to understand, Shaykh Effendi kept Sharia for himself very, very, very strong. No leniency to himself. He was just lenient with us. You understand?
Yes.
But for himself, he was keeping everything so strict and as much as he can. Bizim için Müslüman gösterildiği için.
One example for this, he never makes this, not putting anything in this.
False teeth.
We can do this, but he take azima, not take rukhsah.
No. Subhanallah.
And never be in all his illness also, even not 1 second without wudu.
Allahu Akbar. And many things like that. Many things that we couldn't even imagine.
There's one of the brother asked, Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajh Kareem married multiple times. He married Sayyidina Fatima Zahra and their blessed children, Sayyidina Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein. Their lineage, we refer to them as Sayyid. As for the second wife, third, fourth, and the remaining wife of Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajh Kareem, their offsprings, can we refer them to as Sayyid as well?
No.
Because we know them as Alawis. Yes, but can you call the remaining offspring of Sayyidina Ali from the other wives as Sayyid? Can you refer them as Sayyid as well? Or all Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein's offsprings? Only them
Diğer
Sayyids?
hanımlarından olan çocuklar.
Yok, onlar.
No.
Okay.
MashaAllah. Still us on blood.
Only Sayyidina Hassan, only Sayyidina Hussein.
Some people say, oh, you're Sayyid as well. MashaAllah, ye bhi Sayyid hai, wo bhi Sayyid hai.
And it's also Prophet sometimes from Ahl Bayt they are say we are not Ahl Bayt. Maybe in your country, India or Pakistan, they have specialty who not Ahl Bayt say Ahl Bayt. But in our country, now after this, many of them say we are not interested for this. Prophet ﷺ, he cursing who said I am Ahl Bayt, who is not Ahl Bayt, and other who say I am not Ahl Bayt. Both of them cursing Prophet ﷺ.
Hussein? What were you going to say?
What advice for the people with long-term illness?
Uzun zaman hastası olan bir kimse ne tavsiye eder? Say that again.
İlaç mı yoksa?
Say it again loudly.
What advice do you have for people with long-term illnesses?
Ne nasihatın var? Uzun zaman için.
Şifa ayetleri okusunlar. Ondan sonra Yasin Şerif okusun, sadaka versin.
Read Shifa ayat or Shifa Yasin Sharif and Sadaqah.
Yok. Emergency.
Böyle iyi olur. Seninle soru sorduklarında.
Elhamdülillah. Ya tabii çünkü o zaman sohbet yapıyoruz. Kimse sormuyor. Benim takılan şeyler çok var.
Evet.
Sheikh Effendi, there was one man, he came when your father, Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, he was next door. And he was standing with his feet very far apart. And Mawlana, he looked at him, he said, why are you standing like this? He said, to stop shaitan coming from this man and this man. And his feet were so far apart. And Mawlana went, shaitan can't go through your feet?
Can we still answer questions?
I don't know.
I want to ask one more question.
You ask one and then
you know, Sheikh Effendi, Sheikh Nazim Effendi, Sultanımız, he said Osmanlı geri gelecek. Deyince, then Mekke'de İslam gelecek. But do you feel anytime soon the Ottoman Empire can come back?
Empire
Yes, estağfurullah. I mean Osmanlı.
Osmanlı tabii hanedan duruyor. Onlar vakti gelince olur inşallah. Çünkü hepsi bize de şey yapıyor. Şeyh Efendileri ziyaret ettiler çoğu. Yani onlar inşallah vakti gelince hazır.
Her şey hazır.
Evet. Yani şehzadeler falan var.
Just wanted to ask for advice, especially for students, because it's a big problem, I'd say, in our Jamia about having reliance on Allah, especially when we finish our studies in terms of financial situation. A lot of us don't have any other worldly education background that we could go on and try and earn some finance. Obviously, we need to look after our families, and obviously that would require a decent amount of finances if we get a house and stuff like that. So, what advice can we have or get to help us also relax from the situation and believe in Allah more, relying on Allah more for finances and obviously other things as well?
Can you explain that? Too complicated.
MashaAllah, he's got a good question. Sayyidi. You know, like we were saying, subhanAllah, that some people, when they have children and the children are clever, they send them to school and they become doctors and nurses and teachers and high-paid jobs. And the ones who are so stupid, they send them to become Darul Ulum, to become imams. So mashallah, he's saying, look, they're going to study for, really it's true, Sayyidi. But they're really going to study. No, but they're going to study, mashallah, for Allah. I know, but they're studying for Allah. But the thing is, after they finish their study, how they should make their taqwa. Yeah, for a living, yani for a rizq, Sayyidi. when all their time is going in education for Islam, for Deen.
Needs to look after why.
Are you from the stupid ones?
No way, because he's asking the right question.
He may not know.
No, he's asking the right question. That's why. Yeah.
I am from
Allah, I am kafil, talib al-ilm, I think some hadith like this.
Subhanallah.
Allah, I am guarantee for. So you must ask for Allah. Allah, you must believe ar-Razzaq Allah. He will send from you don't know. This is it must be first thing for who asking for ilm. Before ilm, you must believe on this. If you believe on this, it's okay. If not believe, no benefit.
No need.
MashaAllah. All this billion people, Allah give them. You will not give for
one more.
That is one of the questions they always ask. How does the sheikh live?
Yeah, right.
How
What's
does
his
that
job?
sheikh-
Where does he earn money?
How does that sheikh get this?
Yeah. It's because
من يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. If you have the taqwa, Allah will give you his, give you provision where you cannot get it.
Subhanallah.
والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا وإن الله لمع المحسنين. So if you strive towards Allah, He will look after you. Don't worry about the. Just have the good niyyah, inshallah. Have intention, not to make money, but to serve Allah Azza wa Jalla Deen. That's the most important thing. And you were asking, I think you're very concerned about Imam al-Mahdi.
He's asking that question.
I just want to say, he's not a character that's going to be made from Hollywood.
Enough.
That's what inshallah.
Enough.
The Prophet ﷺ, he described him physically. He described his lineage, his name, the name of his father. He must be al-Arabi, Qurayshi, Hashimi, and he must be Hassani. Allah, he described all this, so you cannot make that character from the Hollywood. Or from the, from WhatsApp, from everywhere. So because the time will come, people will be trying to claim that they are Imam Mahdi, whatever it is. But Prophet ﷺ said, "Ismuhu yuwati ismi, wa ismu abuhu yuwati ismu abi." He will be called Muhammad, and his father's name will be, and Allah will make him overnight. He will, He will prepare him overnight to, to dress him with this powers. So Allah, all these things that we can see on the social media, rainbow, on the, so all this, from Hollywood, we leave it aside. And Allah, the Prophet ﷺ had described him, even the feature of his forehead and his nose and everything, has been described. So you cannot make it. You cannot make it up. Yeah.
Rainbows are important.
It's going too far.
What advice can you offer for mureeds living in America who have little to no Dergah or community, but still follow as closely as they can and desperately want to be closer to their brothers?
Amerika'daki adamlar sonra nasıl bir şey yapsın? Can you just repeat it slowly again?
What advice can you offer American mureeds who have very little community?
Ufak cemaatleri vardır.
Now the internet and nobody going out from the house now. They all they tell us some they can follow from internet.
I suggested we can add them on the WhatsApp groups.
Necessarily for people to know each other.
Don't you have any community?
I was going to ask Mawlana, we have small zikr circle,
yeah.
But and they're long. A lot of them are long-time mureeds of Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, but you know, since his passing, they maybe don't accept Sheikh now, and this is more of an issue where there are maybe some people, but you don't feel brotherhood.
There's no unity.
California.
Inshallah, new people come.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Move to England.
It's hard. Those the old ones.
Out of the old in with the new.
What advice can you give to parents that are bringing up their children in a country like this? Alhamdulillah, in this country we're allowed to practice our religion openly, but our children are being taught things that are haram in schools, and there's so much fitna out on the streets and so much bad influences. So what advice can you give to your to parents, like, you know, to teach their children? Or what adhkar, or what can we do to protect the iman and make them true lovers of the Prophet ﷺ?
No advice at all for these people, because they thought they can bring children here, they brought them to heaven. Everything here they can find, but and they don't have any responsibility for children. If anything happens for children, they're going to fear some black magic happened for our children. What happened this? They're not looking to give good tarbiyah, nothing. When something happens, only blame our relative from Pakistan. They make black magic jadoo. This is what. No advice for these people. They don't, because they don't have any blame about themselves. Blame for other people. So Allah keep children in the right way. So.
Amen. Another thing is, they should tell their children, this is our way. This is the way how the Jews do it. This is how the Hindus do it. This is how the Christians do it. This is how the atheists do it.
It's a responsibility.
Tell the children, this is how we do it. Öğretmezler.
Söylemiyorlar, hiç öğretmiyor, kendi sallıveriyor, gidiyor, ondan sonra bir şey oldu mu? Böyle oldu, bilmem ne oldu.
Inshallah, my last question. I think because I've had, before I came to study Dergah Islamia or Islamic studies, I grew up, studying science. So I went to university and I studied chemistry. And I've learned to, as growing up, think logically and think with my brain. So when you start coming onto the path and you need to start believing with your heart and thinking with your heart, I haven't been able to do that yet, I don't think. So when someone says La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, obviously I believe that in my brain, but I don't know if I believe that in my heart. I don't know how to activate my heart to it. When someone gives me proofs of Aqidah, when we study Aqidah books, to my brain they make sense, but it's not accepted, you could say, into my heart, and I don't know how to unlock it or do that, if that makes sense.
This is following Tariqah and Tarbiyat al-Nafs. It will be coming from brain to heart, inshallah. Because without without tariqah, this is what happened for people only in brain and they do without thinking. So with tariqah, slowly coming, inshallah. When you level go more up, more in heart, inshallah.
آمين.
آمين.
ولا تجعل فينا شقيا ولا محروما.
آمين.
اللهم يسر امورنا، فرج قلوبنا، اقض ديوننا، اصلح احوالنا، احكامنا، انفسنا يا قديم الاحسان، احسن الى الاحسان القديم. يا منفتح ابواب تحيا خير الباب، تحيا فتوح العارفين، وافتح لنا ابواب رحمتك، ابواب مغفرتك، ابواب معرفتك، ابواب ايمان، ابواب رزق يا الله، ارزقنا رزقا حلالا واسعا، واجعلنا من عبادك الصالحين الذين لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. اللهم احفظنا من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا، اللهم لا تكلنا انفسنا طرفة عين ولا اقل من ذلك. اللهم احفظنا من كل بلاء الدنيا وعذاب الاخره. اللهم يسر امورنا، اللهم اجعلنا من احباء نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم نسألك واستوصيك خيرا جميعا واستوصانا بدعاء الخير يا شافي يا معاش ومرضانا ومرضى المسلمين.
آمين.
اللهم نسألك الخير كلها عاجله وآجله ونعوذ من الشر كلها عاجله وآجله. اللهم نسألك من خير ما سألك من سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك من سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وصلى الله على النبي وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. بسم الله.
ما شاء الله.